Hey guys, Jan here. Today I wanted to share my thoughts on the Destiny 2 beta. The beta consisted of the Homecoming story mission, the Inverted Spire Strike, two Crucible PvP modes, Control, and the new mode Countdown. And we even got to visit the new social space for Destiny 2 for a little while called The Farm. First things first, I know a lot of people, including myself, were upset when Bungie announced that the game would be locked at 30 FPS on console. After playing the game, it doesn't look as good as 60 frames per second would look. I will say it's pretty damn smooth for 30 FPS. I mean, even playing the game on a regular PS4, I didn't notice any frame rate drops, so if the game's 30 frames per second, it's at least a pretty consistent 30 frames per second. You start off the beta by playing through the Homecoming mission. One of the first things I noticed was the emphasis on interacting with NPCs during the mission. Even in some situations, they even fought alongside you. For the last 3 years, all interactions with these characters like Zavala and Cayde 6 were them giving us missions or loot. And it's great to finally see them in action, and I hope to see more NPCs during story missions moving forward. Now, all Crucible modes in Destiny 2 are 4v4. I had mixed feelings about this when it was first announced, but after playing the beta, I gotta say I love it. Even with less people on the map, it was never hard to find a fight. It's partially due to the map design of the two maps we played, Inlandsvale and Midtown. Each map is actually tailored to fit their specific game type, Control, and Countdown respectively. The maps we played did a great job of filtering players together to give a fun, fast-paced experience. Yeah, it can get pretty sweaty at times in 4v4. That's just because you have to carry more of the weight than you did with 6s. I don't mind that at all, but I do hope that Bungie announces a 6s game mode in the future for times when I just want to relax and play a little more casual. Now, the meta we had in the beta, it introduced this new mechanic to the game. I think it's pronounced gunfights? Yeah, so with Destiny 1, it was all about ability spam and special weapons. Destiny 2 really places the emphasis on primary gunfights, which is awesome because now we know the game's all about gun skill. A lot of the one-hit kill abilities like stickies and melee abilities were nerfed and no longer one-hit. Any weapons that can one-hit in Destiny 1 will remove the power ammo slot, so you're going to see a lot less of them. While I'm going to be missing sniping as much as I do now, I do feel this change is going to be for the better. Having basically two primary weapon slots with your kinetic and energy, it's pretty handy. You can equip one longer range weapon in one and a shorter range weapon in the other. You can quickly adapt to the fight. Overall, time to kill is actually a bit longer in Destiny 2. In D1, I could 3-tap with a hand cannon with one headshot and two bodies. In D2, it took about four shots with either 2 or 3 headshots and the rest bodies. So it's just a bit longer. One thing I would change, though, is the supercharge rate. If you're doing good in a match, you'll get your super towards the end, and if you're not doing good, well, you might not even get your super. What's worse is that people that do get their supers, they usually all get them around the same time towards the end of the match. The last couple of minutes is just everybody popping their supers at the same time. Instead of being able to save your super for that perfect opportunity to use it, you're basically just forced to use it quickly, to find someone to use it on before the game ends. Control feels like the same Control we know and love from the first game, with a few changes that improves on it a bit. In Destiny 1, each team would usually capture the closest cap point at the start of the match, point A and point C respectively. In Destiny 2, A and C are actually already captured when the game starts, one for each team. This helps speed up the game and allows players to get into combat right away. The time it takes your Guardian to capture a point was also increased, but capture time no longer speeds up when multiple Guardians are on the point. This way, teams only need one player to capture the point while the rest of the team can stay in the fight. Another change that I like is that you no longer have to neutralize a cap point before you can capture it. This cuts down capture times in half so you can quickly get back to the action. Countdown is a new game mode introduced in D2. Teams take turns attacking and defending. The attacking team's goal is to set a charge at one of the 2 points on the map, and the defending team must stop them or defuse the charge before it blows. The first team to win 6 rounds wins the match. Now you can revive teammates like you would in elimination, but it costs a revive token. Each player starts the round with 1 revive token, and you lose your revive token if you revive someone or are revived by someone else, so you have to be strategic about who you revive. This game was incredibly fun. I could easily see something like this becoming the new Trials mode. Now, the Inverted Strike was a lot bigger than the strikes we had in Destiny 1. It covered a massive amount of area where we fought through Vex and Cabal forces. There was some fun platforming, and towards the end we even traveled through a dig site where we had to board these giant drills circling the area. While D1 bosses were mostly stationary bullet sponges, Protheon, the boss in this strike, was very mobile. You couldn't just stand in one spot, you actually had to move around. This was great. This is probably the most fun I've had fighting a strike boss in a long time. The best part was there's actually 3 stages to the fight. When you got Protheon's health down to a certain point, the ground would disappear and you would drop down to the next stage. This fight was slightly different at each stage, so you had to adjust your strategy accordingly. Now, as much as I love the PvP side of this game, I do feel like some of the changes negatively impacted the PvE side. Destiny was built around space magic and using your awesome abilities to destroy the minions of the darkness. While the slower charge rates of your abilities feels great in PvP, in PvE it feels like a lot of that space magic is gone. Power armor drops were also a concern. Power armor drops so rarely that I never use it during most of the strike. I wanted to save it as much as I can for the boss. Bungie is taking a lot of the feedback they've received since the beta into consideration, and they have stated that they've already made changes to the power armor economy for the final build. Overall, while I have some criticisms about the game, I gotta say I absolutely love it. I can't wait for the game to release. No game is perfect, and I feel all the positives greatly outweigh the negatives. I can't wait to play the full game when it releases on September 6th. Again, this has been Jan. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want me to make more videos like this, remember to hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe to my channel, SurfBKD. You can also find me on Twitch and Twitter at SurfBKD. If you enjoy video games, wrestling, and other nerdy stuff, tune in every week to the 3 Fat Guys and a Mic podcast, where me and my buddies Brad and Travis talk about all the nerdy topics you love. Thanks again for watching, Guardians, and I'll catch you next time.